Oh, that's right. It's another late night, which means it's time for another seasonal reach into the Just Giggle grab bag. Because much like the bag in the Santa Claus, just when you think it's empty, well, something shows up. And tonight we're pulling out a stocking. And inside of that stocking, oh my god, let me look at the wrapping paper. Who's it addressed from? Oh my goodness! You're a better gift giver, a mini Christmas movie. Just what we asked Santa for. It's a Christmas miracle.
Well, Dragon, I happen to have found my long lost second cousin, so I think that constitutes a better Christmas gift than this. But it's a close second. It's a close second.
Not nearly as exciting.
All right. So yeah, folks, the good folks at Just Giggle, mainly Joshua Thomas, Kelsi Pribilski, and Dragon, please give me the credit for the guy who directed this thing.
The great Scott Langford.
Of course. So, Dragon, this really was kind of like a three-man project, and it came out exceptionally well, don't you think?
100%, absolutely. I'm gobsmacked by this, man. This is what Joshua Thomas is doing while he's on holiday, man. This is just astonishing.
I think this is probably just some of the best cinematography that we've got in the JGI verse so far. I'm just astounded by some of these, like, I say Hallmark Christmas card shots, but I say that in the best of ways. It looks so authentic to what it's trying to go for.
There's a section in this that's kind of an ode to Hallmark, which is quite lovely.
Right. And of course, the two leads just work really well off of each other. It's a great kind of twist on something around the holidays you don't see explored too often. The kind of one-upsmanship of the gifts.
Yeah. But yeah, so again, as we mentioned, Scott Langford in the chair. He had worked with Joshua Thomas back in the San Antonio days. I want to say he is local to San Antonio, presumably, because he did Mudslingers back with Joshua Boy, which starred Miss Pribilski, the wonderful Kelsi Pribilski, who is also from Watching You, the pilot kind of in 6 episodes that we have covered on the grab bag. Wonderful little show. She delivers.
Yeah, Kelsi Pribilski is kind of like one of those mythical JGI figures where it's like she doesn't show up much, Dragon, but when she does, she makes an impact.
It's like, I mean, look, this may be controversial for the deep cuts kids, but it's like, I know we were in the history of JGI. I know Alex Hensley was kind of poised to be the proto Piper, but I say F that noise, man. Pribilski is the proto Piper Henson, but again, so proto she's her own thing, man. So proto she's Pribilski. Darn, I mean, she's so. Oh my God, she is.
Proto-Bilski.
Yes, Proto-Bilski, man. Even played kind of a cybernet girlfriend of sorts as well in her own right.
Right.
But yes, I mean, my God, her whole weird science kind of takeoff thing that she did. The girlfriend, I think it was something. Anyway, point being, so we kind of get the San Antonio crew back together with kind of this magic tree. And of course, the other thing Scott Langford did, Teague, I don't know if you remember this. The big thing that he did in regards to the JGI is he did the Space Jam parody. He directed that.
Oh yeah, that's a big one for sure.
And I think a lot of that shows
another very cinematic feeling JGI sketch.
Absolutely, and again, our guys here a lot from the Frozen Fire. We've come a long way from the Frozen Fire days and the Watching You days, and I mean that as a slam to anything. I'm just saying, like, look at that where these crazy kids start, and look what they're doing now. Just like a little holiday kind of reunion of sorts. It's magical. It's Christmas magic. And again, I know I keep saying it, but I like that we also kind of built into this. We kind of had a meta build up to this in the 12 days of lockdown with, Josh working on this within the Katie Garland sketch.
Yeah, right.
Connective tissue within our gifts. It's like an Arthur Christmas, it's a little ribbon that leads to the bike. We're connecting the stocking to the big whammo blammo gift. And that's kind of what these two are. The JGI crew across the, kind of in the LA lockdown area to San Antonio, where things are a little more free, a little more hopeful right now, more or less.
Yeah, it kind of warms your heart a little bit, Dragon, the fact that the JGI crew is like all over the country and yet still together.
Yes, and also importantly for him, I'm just going to shout out Pribilski's thing. I forgot since last time we talked about it. She popped up in the Just Giggle at Home, HBO Max auditions, which are like, oh my God, it's Pribilski, ah! Which we tend to do sometimes. But she has this show on Hulu. Apparently, she's on BBQ, Barbecue Quest, BB Quest, I guess it's going to call it all together. It's on Hulu.
Okay, is she like a main player?
I think so. I assume she is. At the very least, it sounds like she's recurring. Unfortunately, I haven't checked it out, so I don't know if it's like a play on like.
Into that for sure.
It sounds like a food-related show, but I can't. I'm just going by title on that one. I haven't seen it, but I've heard about this thing a couple times. Just haven't gotten around to it because I still haven't gotten to the act yet. So, all right. Okay, so I guess all that said, let's unwrap this puppy. What do you say? I mean, it's 'tis the season.
Yeah. Okay, so we start with Pribilski putting on her holiday headphones, Dragon. She's dressed to the nines in the ugly Christmas sweater and the striped sleeves and all of that. She's ready and she's gonna rock out to do the Christmas tree and just do all the decorations. You know how it goes.
So this is the ode to Hallmark I was talking about. This opening feels how a Hallmark special or Hallmark Christmas movie would absolutely start. We're playing the jingle punk music. It's very festive. Even the credits are dancing, man. Even the credits are in a groove right now.
The dancing title card is one of my absolute favorite touches in this whole thing. It feels so authentic.
So we are on location. We are trimming the tree December 1st in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
We establish again the whole festive demeanor. Again, it's oh god. I got to tell you though, what's really nice about this too is we establish the festive, the festive protagonist within Pribilski here. That you love and you root for, which kind of leads. Basically, they got the perfect girl for the job. With like, who the heck are we gonna get to play? Kind of like the person you. Oh my goodness, she's so perky. She's so in the spirit, and you're rooting for her despite again kind of being the joke of the whole sketch. I mean, again, after watching you and then the kind of the range you had, like the affable protagonist, I think she was absolutely kind of like tailor made for what she does here. So it's kind of casting made in heaven in that regard. Yeah. Okay, so Matt, who's played, of course, by take a wild guess, Mr. Man of Many Hats, Josh Thomas.
Yeah, speaking of the hats, Dragon, he's got kind of like a. His hair is kind of growing along. He's got a little ponytail going on.
Yeah, well, I think it's less. I think it's more man bun than ponytail.
Yeah, man bun. Yeah, right.
Yeah, like the Hellboy
so it's
man
interesting
bun.
to see him with that look.
Yes, and that's the thing too. I love. This is what I really want to highlight in this too, by the way, because again, the full title of this is a mini Christmas movie, and again, Josh, kind of Scott Langford, Josh Thomas, and the whole crew here. Again, him writing on it. They just kind of. This feels so much like kind of a Hallmark movie with comedic teeth in it, and I really appreciate that. And we kind of accomplish what that does in its best case scenario in roughly 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love is that we did get the heart into this. Where it's like a little moment where we see Josh here convey, as she's decorating the tree, the boyfriend kind of walks in and he lovingly kind of looks at the woman of his dreams decorating the tree. Because again, he's a little stupefied by it, but you know what? He's lovingly kind of glancing at her, but also it's kind of a little bit of a gag with the foreshadow, like, oh, he's been beaten to the punch again. So he's surprised she's decorating the tree. So again, it's a gag, but again, gag with a little bit of heart behind it, which again is a very key factor in making this sing before. It's like, oh, look at the cute holiday shenanigans. Oh, JGI, what next? Right.
Okay, so she greets him. She's like, "Oh yeah, I've just been doing the tree all day. Doesn't it look great? I can't wait to watch Mandalorian."
I mean, never. I mean, I love it. I love this music gag too, where they're doing the Gorison sort of do 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 do. Well, again, a little foreshadow for our Star Wars runner, which, by the way, visually represented by Matt's shirt, which essentially is a Merry Force with a little stormtrooper with a Christmas hat on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Matt wants to talk to Holly, again, a very appropriate name, which we're going to call out hilariously later on. Wants to talk to Holly about this unspoken runner in their relationship. And I love, and this I thought was brilliant, because it's kind of like a bait and switch, where I thought it was going one way, and it didn't go that way until the very end with this, where I'm sensing like we have a very vulnerable presentation to a very silly ask by Matt here, where he's asking if this year They maybe this year this could be the year they, and again, you think that's a leading question to another big relationship step that we kind of get to by the end of this.
Of course, yeah.
But in actuality, it's like we could, tell each other what we got before we open it.
It's just like, what? No way. No, I'm the queen of Christmas. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you squat.
Yep. So, so yeah, like big present. We say what it is before we open it. Like what? What? What do you say? I love Josh's like Sylvie. What do you say, huh? Huh? You like that? Yeah. What do you say? And of course, Holly's like, it's. Holly just like is brushing him off here, and then Matt's going like, "Go, Holly, you're really good at Christmas. I mean, okay, your name's Holly for God's sake."
Right.
Yeah, it's Joshua Thomas writing to it too. Your name's Holly for God's sake. That's a Joshua Thomas line if I ever heard one.
So he said he had an alarm on his phone from June to talk to her about this day, today, the 1st of December.
Yep, and she already got him something. Essentially sounds like she beat him by a day. You mean I was that close? I missed it by one day? He says, oh no, I've been working on it since
You're completely
May.
off. I've been working on it since May.
I love how I love how in control she is, but she's not conceited. Like, you didn't get any conceited vibes from this, did you?
Not particularly, no. I just think she's more of kind of like a perfectionist when it comes to the holidays.
Exactly. And it's like, I love that again. We put Matt in this impossible position of he's frustrated, but what is he frustrated at? That he is the perfect girlfriend. What is he
right.
And he knows this, and he just keeps getting stymied at every turn because he wants to just treat this wonderful woman right. But he just can't do it. He just can't get a win in. So, do you want me to say it? I'll say it. I don't want you to say anything. I just want you to give me a present. Okay, what present is that? Any present you want. Like a little scrunchy, little face squishing and a slap. Basically, again, it's this everything here. I just love you spoke of the cinematography earlier. I love how much of a well-oiled machine it is. The blocking, this doesn't this feel so well rehearsed? Like everything's going off like without a hitch, and again, the editing's very on point. It's all come together like clockwork.
Well, the blocking, also the lighting too. The lighting is really above what we usually see in a sketch like this. It's clear that they took the time to really kind of set up the sets, set up the actors. It really does look like a professional shoot, and that's what really impresses me about it.
I'd be really gobsmacked if this is like purely a spur of the moment thing. Like Josh, before he even after he gets there, he says, "Hey guys, you want to do a sketch?" And then they say yes, and they turn it something like this. That'd be amazing. I assume. Well, probably one is he had the idea before he went down there to get the pieces together. But if it's not that, I'm really impressed. Otherwise, still I'm really impressed either way sliced. So I guess it's a non-point. But we're gonna move on. Okay. So anyway, so then Matt's going on here about again. So again, man with the most understanding girlfriend ever. Who again's like, no, it's fine. Just give me a little something because she can rest on her laurels. Like, yeah, I know how to do gifts. It's my thing. Don't worry about it. Don't try to measure up. But again, not in the conceited tone at all. He just doesn't want to disappoint her. He says, I disappoint you every year. That's not true. Remember those earrings you gave me? I'm wearing them now. These little tassel earrings, which don't look like much. Then we bring up last year, Tiki. What happens when we bring up last year?
Basically a Hey Arnold reference, right?
Yes, I love that's the runner through this whole thing. That I wonder if Josh, because he did that, Harold Rap battle. I do wonder if part of him's wondering what is the ultimate Christmas gift, and he's thinking back. Well, what's one of the ultimate examples of Christmas special? Well, it's the whole thing with Mr. Wynn in the Harold Christmas episode. So that's the untoppable Christmas gift. I mean,
you remember what you got me last year? You found my birth father, and then she said, "This is maybe kind of like the most cocky Pribilski gets." She's just like, "Oh yes, a beautiful moment."
That's the thing. I love that she's living for the moment though. She's she's just happy and knows that she's awesome, but she's not she's not relishing in like a contest of gifts. She's not competitive about it, but she knows that she can't be top, but it's what it is. She cares more about the happiness.
Oh,
absolutely. And also, well, we'll get to the sequence. When we get into some facial reaction reliant sequences, isn't there a Farmiga-esque quality?
Well, sure.
A little bit there. All right. Okay. So let's see. So again, Matt here is saying, like, I can't compete with your gift-giving superpowers. Just like give me what you want, or either you give me exactly what I want, or something I didn't know I even needed. Like how I reconnected with my dad. Oh, and have you called him today? Don't change the subject.
I love that. That's going to come back. I love that. That's just not an offhanded line.
We're using every.
Yep.
Use every part of the buffalo. All right, so fine, don't tell me, but how's this? He gets an idea. Why don't I rattle off some potential gifts, and based on your facial reaction, I'll determine if you like those. And again, I love how we're calling her out on kind of Pribilski's specialty, especially here. And I get it was there in watching you, but really here it's on full display. She does expressive comedy so well, and we get to really play on that here. Where it's okay, we're gonna go mentalist on here. Basically, he's doing the old mentalist kind of magic trick here. Essentially, you can control people. You can kind of essentially read people's minds by looking at the little facial tics. That's kind of the gag. So we have our mentalist POV reverse shot sequence, which is really well edited as we kind of go between the couple trying to snuff each other out here. Which is really funny. And again, I love how we have the expressive Pribilski versus the very funny responses of Joshua Thomas, which I assume, the majority of which, to me, seem really improvised, which I think are hilarious.
Yeah.
Which, again, as we learned from Barry Tiki, acting is reacting.
Very generous scene partners.
Yes. Okay, let's see. So then we have, we have the magnetic charm here within the facial performances and the improv. Okay, so this opening line sounds like an improv to me. Oh, you're so pretty.
You're so pretty.
That's what I'm saying. It just feels like a perfect improv with like knowing that we're gonna be like all face here. That just feels right.
Use justification, perks her interest a little bit. To Vegas. No, that's a Matt thing.
I love how it puts the emphasis on, no, that's for Matt. It's for Matt.
That's for Matt.
That's all for Matt. And again, I like that again with the whole scene partner thing. It feels like Joshua Thomas adding like emphasis on the whole, that's all for Matt. That's him rising to his scene partner in the scene. It's him just trying to match the facial comedy with his own thing. All right, then we have the Central America or Mexican beach. It's COVID. Why go anywhere?
Stupido.
So then we get to the elliptical. All the subtext here being that the other gifts, if you really look at them, they include the necklace to go with the earrings and everything, which I love. We see like the visual. Like, oh, she doesn't like that. These gifts would be add-ons, and he's already gotten the main gift, as we learn. He's gotten the main gift. These would be things in case he screwed up really bad that he needs to kind of sweeten the pot.
Sure.
So after all of these have failed, he then says, hey, what about an elliptical? And then we have Tiki. What Langford did here is astonishing. I mean, we did this magic. It must be so simple. It's so simple yet magic how we're hyping up the intention. We make Holly tower over Matt here, where she's just like, it's like a zoom in, but like we're tilting the camera back. And we're making her just like, tower over in such a cartoon. It's like when the Grinch talks to Max and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Like, I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how he's leaning over him. And we've done that all in camera angles before we get the big gag where we reveal, oh my God, it is exactly like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, where he's like leaning on, it's like arching on his back as she's delivering the big 2020 threat here. Are you commenting on my body in the year 2020?
Okay. I assume you don't need. I assume that's what you don't want. All right.
You don't need. I don't need to see it because you vocalized it. Your body's great. And of course, then he does this great move. Oh my God!
Yeah, he does like this little barrel roll. On
he does. Yeah. The sly physical comedy, just like again akin to what he did in Robustitude. Remember, he's doing all that great physical comedy in Robustitude. He does like the fall and rolls, as if he's like the penguins from Madagascar. All their fancy moves, practically, All right, so Matt, he goes, he he sends apparently there's a knock on the door that he answers, and he quickly sends the delivery guy away with who's delivering the elliptical. I gotta admit, I said a lot of nice things about this. One caveat. Again, humor's subjective. The $2 gag, not funny to me. It's just, let me put it this way. I mean, it's okay. I think the gag of like the delivery guy saying, "Hey, I just got an elliptical," that's funny. The Joshy boy sending the elliptical guy away, that's funny. But he just tosses $2. It sounds like that's kind of a lazy joke. It's kind of weak sauce, man. It's like, hey, $2, you get $2. I'm at it. But that's like, I think it's just trying to load up the stage for Pribilski.
But you know what, Dragon, on the batting average of jokes in this episode, that's like one miss.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's still amazing. I want to be clear. It's amazing. I want the rest
$2.
Just to show, I mean, God does bleed here in this case, or deified JGI. Again, there's the odd pearl now and again. There's the odd pearl. There's the light that won't light on one side. But again, we fix it in the end. I think the greater whole, the journey is getting there. We're all good. Okay. So, let's see. So then okay, Holly relents. Fine. She reveals what she got to a very grateful Matt, who's finally kind of worn her down. And then Tiki, what is Maddie getting for Christmas this year?
His birth mother.
One could say. Okay, never mind. Sorry, that would have worked for the earlier one. Never mind.
Your dad helped me track her down, and that's why I wanted to know if you talked to him today. I just didn't want him to spoil it for you. And then poor Joshy Boy's performance, Dragon. You can just tell on his face. It's just kind of like, just that sinking in quality of like, I failed. Yet again, I failed.
And again, Tiki, there's that mix of the comedy and the drama where you have like, oh my God, we're kind of playing it straight until we reveal what the actual thought is here. It's just, I can't believe it, because it sounds like, oh my God, he's taking in kind of a Christmas miracle here. This isn't fair. I got no shot. You're not even adopted. I can't top that. You did 2 annual Christmas specials in a row. I can't top that.
Right.
Get out of here. So 1 year later, happier times.
Yeah, Dragon, let's hope that this reflects what's actually going on a year from now.
Let's hope we all get Snoopy Christmas sweaters.
I know, right?
No, but seriously, I really want to show some love to that Snoopy Christmas sweater. I think it's a sweater, might be just like a long sleeve shirt. It looks kind of sweatery. It looks nice, is my point. Anyway, so Matt's in the awesome Christmas sweater. He gets off the phone with his mom, who loves the elliptical. Hey, regifting for the win. There you go. When in doubt, regift. And then Holly brings up, hey Matt, remember Corona? It's like a lifetime ago, and they laugh it off. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, we'll be laughing at it next year, folks. Like, look at all these masks. Why do we have all these masks?
Oh God.
Hey, let's make some toilet paper snow angels. So toilet paper snow angels. Yeah. We have toilet paper that burn. Oh, remember the bad times. Okay, we're all good now. We're all good. Again, fingers crossed. All right. So, anyway, so after this, then we have the big gift exchange 1 year later.
All right, this is great.
So it's almost like the end of, it's almost like the post-credit scene for Jingle All the Way. Remember the big, like the whole, but Howard, what did you get me? And we do the zoom in again. In this case, we have like, oh, come on, like you're not making this a contest again. No, I just think you're gonna like the present is all. And why don't you go first? We'll save the best for last. And it's a setup line, if I ever heard one. The man's doomed. You know it, but you don't know how. So he gets a stocking. And Tiki, what is inside the stocking?
A smaller sock.
Yes, with it's Texas, like little Texas again. Usually everything get the gag, Tiki. Usually everything's bigger in Texas, but not this because it's small. It's a tiny little stocking. It says Texas on it.
Then Josh is just like, he's just kind of like, he's taken in the moment, Dragon. He's like, that's it? That's all you got me? I win.
And he has this line that saves. Otherwise, he comes across maybe a smidge monstrous here, maybe a smidge like a little too much. This after our biopic, we can make these jokes a little too Glenn Howerton-esque from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, if you will. Basically, we kind of ran it with, I don't even care if you let me win. Like, oh my God, thank you. He's just so happy that he won. He was able to kick the football, metaphorically speaking, because I got you a Baby Yoda, which, by the
At
way,
first I thought the direction of the sketch was like, basically what you just said, like, well, my Christmas gift to you this year was letting you win. Kind of where I thought they were going at first.
I had a different theory, which makes me feel stupid, but I'll mention it after we reveal what's actually the whole deal with the thing is. All right, so he got her a Baby Yoda, which is from season 2, by the way, because in a little bag from the Marshall episode.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so, and of course I love like the age-old kind of question, like, yeah, how the heck do you one up? The logic in this joke is so well conceived. Like, okay, he got her Baby Yoda. We mentioned Mandalorian. Everyone's watching Mandalorian, especially the year that this is kind of starting at, when the previous year, all COVID and such and everything. What the biggest kind of life-saving grace is Baby Yoda, and of course, how the heck do you one up Baby Yoda? It's impossible to beat. It's the Kobayashi Maru, the unwinnable situation. Baby Yoda trumps all, but she tells Matt, we're having an actual baby, which is, oh god, and it's just. Which leads him to do the Home Alone face, like, ah! Because one, he can't win. Two, it's like, again, the only way you trump a Baby Yoda within the thing we all cherish is, well, yeah, actual baby, actual flesh and blood baby.
I'm giving you the gift of life, Matt.
On Life Day, nonetheless.
Oh God.
But yes, and here's to show you how stupid I was, because I should have put together, it's like the Addams Family rule, little booty, little thing you knit together. It's like, okay, we're signifying baby. Here's what I thought. I thought there were gonna be like keys or something in the little stocking, like he was gonna give like a brand new car
or like
a
check or something like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, it could have been a check, but I'm just saying that I don't know. I don't know why I was thinking like small things that could have fit in there. Like for me, I would have predicted a gift card in the real world, but in the comedy sketch world, I would imagine like keys to like a boat or something. I don't know, like keys to like a new car, like a Ferrari or I don't know, something big. Oh. But yeah, but no, this makes a lot more sense. Like, oh yeah, little baby boys. That's the most adorable way of breaking that news to somebody. And he kind of jumped the gun and said, "Hey, I got your Baby Yoda. I got you an actual baby. Try topping that. I'm growing life." But yeah, that's a sketch, man. That's the little mini Christmas movie.
All right. So final thoughts on my end, Dragon. I think this was just impeccably well put together with the cinematography and lighting and everything. It was really well written. It had a lot of the JGI charm and humor and timing, but it also had a little bit more heart than your typical JGI sketch, just because of the fact that it is emulating a holiday movie to a certain extent. So overall, I am quite impressed with this one. I think this was a nice little end of the year surprise for the channel. Very good to have it.
Final thoughts for me. I thought this was terrific. It's so well produced. It's a real. Again, it makes the half of this title really count. It's a real Christmas mini movie. It's like the ET commercial, man. It's like you got your money's worth. Again, just this trifecta we have going on with Langford, Joshua Thomas, and basically Josh's writing, Langford's directing, Pribilski's acting. It's a winning trifecta. JGI's absence feels made up with this to a degree, I would say. Like with one video, of this caliber, I think they've kind of made up for like kind of the weeks since we've wrapped up the grab bag. Again, as on a personal note, like as a gift giving ninja myself, when it suits me, it's always you always put the thought into the gift. Never would you ever give a gift without the thought counting within that for me, So I keep trying to top myself every year when I do little gifts for my buddies and such. So this was up my eye. It was absolutely in kind of the Pribilski side of the equation on this one. Yeah, I'm the one thinking a year in advance of what to get people and stuff. That's pretty much me. So I really liked in that regard. Again, this probably took at most a month to like 2 weeks to make. Again, if it's 2 weeks, I'm even more astonished. The results are astonishing. JGI made a little Christmas magic, and definitely gives us hope for the new year. I'm going to say this to the folks at JGI to kind of because we might not see them for a while. I don't know if we got anything else cooking before the end of the year, so I'm going to get this out there just to make sure. So, the folks at JGI, thanks for lifting all of our spirits with laughter this unfunny year. This sketch was truly a gift. And while not a baby or a birth parent of some variety, we here Hope that hope that our little chat here returns the favor in some small Texas stocking-sized way. Hopefully returns like the gift that you've given us, like little something special. It ain't life. What's the next best thing?
All right, round it out, Dragon.
Happy holidays, everyone, and that does it for now until the bag refills again, and we do the next exciting reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag.
It's $2. Take it.